Manipur is burning.
Here we come! We are indigenous people! We're gonna f*** you up!
The Manipur violence events have caused a standstill in the parliament. The reason is the continuous protest by the opposition leaders, who are not ready for discussion or debate, and hence disrupting the parliamentary proceedings since the beginning of this monsoon session. It would not be wrong to say that Indian democracy is functioning more from the street these days than from the parliament. It's time we should talk about the falling standard of parliamentary debates and discussions and related patterns and reasons behind this. Let's test the assumption that whether in power or in opposition, Congress has been largely responsible for the decline in the quality of democracy. Hello and welcome, I am Shreya and you're watching the Pamphlet. Discussion, debate, questions form an important aspect of any parliamentary proceeding. But from the past 2 decades, the nation has witnessed continuous fall in standards of parliamentary workings. There have been occasions when the entire sessions were washed out due to disruption. Several factors have caused a decline in the role of parliament in Indian democracy. The reasons are the decline in the number of sittings per session, a reduction in the amount of time spent on legislative work, decline in the number of bills, and a decline in the standard of parliamentary debate and questions asked in the 0 hour. Going back in the Nehruvian era, the participants of the parliamentary session of that time were the products of British colonialism. Most of them came from the creamy layer of the society. Thus, Nehru's parliament was more of an elite one. If we check carefully, the democratic broadening of participation in our parliament mainly began after the emergency when regional parties emerged. Slowly, after the 1990s, the share of the representatives of backward and Dalit castes in parliament increased. There was rapid improvement in indicators like education, health, and income. Therefore, it becomes more appropriate to comment on the quality of parliamentary functioning, considering the behavior of the parliament in the decade of the 1990s. Now, if we look at the Lok Sabha Secretariat document, the percentage of total time wasted in the 10th Lok Sabha, that is from 1991 to 1996, was only about 10% of the total time spent on Lok Sabha work, which further increased to about 20% from Atal Bihari Vajpayee's 1999 to 2004. To Manmohan Singh's first term, that was from 2004 to 2009. How Congress party behaved as opposition in parliament can be seen in an old video clip from the then PM Vajpayee's speech in the parliament.
सुनिए प्रधानमंत्री को आप नहीं सुनेंगे तो यही पद्धति सदन में होगी शुरू.
This shows that as soon as Congress got out of power, they neither cared about the parliamentary conduct nor gave the opposition a chance to learn. During Manmohan Singh's second term, that was from 2009 to 2014, the percentage of time wasted in Lok Sabha's proceedings increased to about 35%. But it is to be understood that during this tenure, the country witnessed major scams and several members of the Council of Ministers were tried by the courts. Also, Congress kept denying the allegations instead of owning up to them, thus again creating hurdles in the parliament proceedings. Since 2014 till now, Congress is again in opposition and has been continuously disrupting the proceedings of the parliament with a competitive attitude which shows Congress's disobedience to democracy. Session after session, since 2014, the Congress has been disrupting the proceedings of Parliament on the pretext of fictitious issues, and the current Parliament session is no exception. Protesting for a discussion on the Manipur issue, the opposition parties first wanted to debate under a specific rule, and contrary to the same rule, the Congress insisted that the Prime Minister should answer first, and then the debate should take place. The Prime Minister released the issue of Manipur at the very beginning of the session.
मणिपुर की जो घटना सामने आई है, किसी भी सभ्य समाज के लिए ये शर्मसार करने वाली घटना है.
And also the acceptance of the no confidence motion by the Lok Sabha Speaker clearly shows the centre's willingness to have a discussion on the matter. But with the visuals of opposition leaders protesting and sleeping outside the parliament, it is yet another of its strategies to disrupt the Manipur discussion in the parliament.
वातावरण सो रहा था, अब आँख मलने लगा है, फिर धीरे धीरे